Hi guys, it's Kayla and welcome back to Love Tangle. Last time some pretty intense things went down. We confessed to Miguel that we like Nolan, and then Miguel in turn confessed to us that he likes us, and now we're just trying to figure out what to say back. So let's get started. Unable to even speak, I swallow the lump in my throat. The next moment, his face softens and he smirks awkwardly. Don't look so scared, you're breaking my heart. I rub my cheek as if that would fix my face. I didn't mean to. I'm just joking, though I'd still like to know what you don't see in me. Miguel, is he being serious? How am I supposed to answer that? Especially after I admitted to him that I like Nolan. This reminds me, back in high school this happened too. What did? It's a bit of a tragic story on my part though. Miguel shrugs with a smile and continues calmly. In our second year of high school, a girl who liked Nolan asked for my help. She wanted me to bring him somewhere alone so she could confess to him. Yeah? Nolan must have been pretty popular back then. The girls probably went crazy for him. When he said he wasn't interested, she started bawling. That sounds like something he might do to a girl. Though, now I'm practically in the same situation. Did she ever recover? Well, she was crying so much that I consoled her and tried to make her smile. But then she said she liked me. Really? What a brave girl that must have been. Yeah, it was hard to reject her. But did you? Yeah, I never really liked that girl from the start. I wonder what he means by that. Something about his tone of voice tells me there's more to the story. No, wait, I shouldn't be thinking about that now. It's okay, I won't need your help asking him out anyway. What am I even talking about? Yeah, it doesn't look like you will to me. Miguel says this while looking straight behind me. Huh? Oh no. He's here. I follow his gaze only to find Nolan standing there, still wearing his formal attire. So that's the end of the chapter. Look forward to the next one. Damn it. Why, Miguel, what's the matter? Kayla's watching us. Oh, hi. I didn't notice you there. No, nothing. It's just that I found out she likes Nolan. Nolan, He tends to be prudent usually, but it looks like he's being serious about Kayla. Yeah. Hey Kayla, I really don't want to say this, but I heard you and Nolan are going to get closer in the next chapter. You're going to be with Nolan in his room at night, and... well, Nolan and Kayla are both old enough to know what they're doing. It's a natural thing, isn't it? Oh, Josh, you're not helping. Well, Nolan might tell you his special name there. If he really does, please call him by that name. He'll be glad. Miguel, would you like a cup of hot milk? We're always on your side, Kayla. Yeah, good luck, Kayla. Nolan Main Story Chapter 8. Nolan! He followed me straight back from the party? You sure hurried back, Nolan. I'll stay out of your way, so stop giving me that nasty look. Miguel stands, patting Nolan on the shoulder as he leaves. Nolan watches in silence as he walks away before turning his attention towards me. I don't even know how I can face him anymore. It's so silent that even my heartbeat sounds deafening. Nolan steps closer without saying a single word, and reaches a hand out to my head. My body shivers as his fingers brush past my ear. You forgot this. I reach up to feel his new addition. It's the flower I thought I lost. You should be a little more careful with your gifts. He's looking down at me, seemingly untroubled by the recent fiasco. What's wrong? He looks so indifferent. I can't help but voice my frustration. Let's go with, don't you have something else to say? Don't you have something else to say? But what does it matter? Your actions and your words never match up anyways. I want to know which one I can trust. If you think you can always treat me like this, I don't want anything to do with you. I speak firmly, confronting him with defiant eyes. I won't let him walk all over me anymore. In fact, it was him who taught me to stand up for myself. We stare at each other silently for quite some time. I'm sorry. Nolan thinks it was the best choice. A rare, sincere expression showing on his face, he finally apologizes to me. To be fair, I first met you during a hectic time in my life. I thought you were just like all the other women chasing me for my name. But now I know better. Do you remember when I said you're beautiful tonight? He clasps his fingers around my jaw, forcing me to look him straight in the eyes. His handsome face slowly draws near, but this time I'm finally being honest. My heart rumbles painfully as his passionate eyes pull me in. You see, I'm not so good at expressing my feelings. Nolan whispers into my ear, and next, a soft sensation tickles my neck. What? Was that his lips? The feeling leaves my skin pulling away with an audible smack. Nolan stands quietly, exiting the courtyard without any further words. I'm left alone, my trembling hand pressing on where he kissed my neck. It's like I can still feel it, his soft hair and those wet lips. But he's not fair. He still hasn't told me his feelings or anything. And he just left us. Who does that? After that, I take a good long time before my heart settles down again. One morning, a few days after the party, "Good morning." Timo swivels around his chair to face me, holding a newspaper in his hands. "Take a look at this." I don't really feel like reading right now. However, I indulge him and glance at the article he points out. "Ah, see, didn't I tell you?" Timo boasts proudly with a snicker. Nolan Jr. agreed to defend pharmaceutical company in court. I guess he took the job after all. How could he live with himself knowing they're probably guilty? He just couldn't pass up the chance to earn some fame. He's as ruthless as his father, but his father couldn't even handle it, so it'll be interesting to see how he cleans this one up. Timo stands to leave, apparently only having been interested in gloating that he was right. However, only about half of what he said reaches my ears. We're having our morning meeting with a contractor today, so don't miss it. I'm too busy staring blankly at the newspaper to see him turn and leave. Okay. I respond far too late and mindlessly head to the assembly. This happening sort of bothers me, but only Nolan knows what can make him happy. After all, that's what Miguel said too. Work, work! I need to focus on work so I don't slow down everyone else around here. I've got to forget about Nolan and focus. The Kaleido leopards are doing fantastic today. I wonder if it's because of the water. We brought in some water from their habitat, but who would have thought it would help so quickly? If they can recover just a bit more, I'm sure they'll start reproducing in no time. I dive into work, trying to distract myself with ideas to improve the Kaleido leopard area. Back at Lilac Court, Lucas and his big bushy tail come running to greet me. Hey Lucas, we haven't played together much lately, have we? When work settles down, I promise I'll make it up to you. Oof! While I'm petting his fluffy head, I notice light seeps in from the lounge. I peek my head in, nearly running down Miguel as he turns the corner. Kayla, just getting home? Yeah, I just got back. Did you hear about Nolan? He asks, looking at me curiously. He must mean Nolan's decision to represent the pharmaceutical company. Yeah, I heard about it from someone at work. Want to talk about it? I'll pour us some coffee. He suggests while wrapping around the corner. I don't have anything else to do but sleep tonight. Might as well. Okay, I'll have a cup. I follow after him and step into the lounge. Behind the counter, Miguel readies some cups and turns on the coffee maker. When the machine rumbles loudly, a sweet aroma fills the air. I sit down and after a moment, Miguel places 2 cups in front of us and takes a seat. Thanks. After taking a short sip, Miguel turns to me with a stern expression. You can't tell anyone you heard this, but Nolan's father is getting bribed by the pharmaceutical company. Bribed? To do what? Surprised and shocked at the news, my eyes fling wide open. They got impatient with Nolan, so they paid his father to talk him into it. Basically, he's selling his son out. I knew it was wicked, but not to this extent. That's awful. So that's why his father was so persistent at the party. How do you know all of this? I heard it from Nolan. We talked about it before he accepted their offer. I wonder how terrible it must feel for Nolan, knowing his father is working against him. He knew about it before he accepted? Then why did he even go through with it? I couldn't tell you. He never explained to me why. Oh, if Nolan didn't tell Miguel, then there's no way he's going to tell me. Besides, I wouldn't even know how to approach him about it. He must have some sort of plan, but there's no doubt it might land him in trouble. He's sitting in the courtyard right now. Huh? Go and see him. You're the person he wants the most at his side right now, Kayla. Miguel says this to me before scurrying out of the lounge. Nolan wants me at his side? I'm not sure how much of that I believe, but it's no lie I want to be at his side, though. When I find Nolan by the pool, he's lying on a lounge chair with a wine glass in his hand. Nolan? Huh? Nolan hears me and casually sits forward on the chair. What do you want? I just want to talk. I sit down next to him without him trying to avoid me. This is the second time I've seen you drink. That's all? Yeah, because you're always the one driving. The first time was at Carlo's, this is the second. You've kept counting? I guess so. You always remember what the person you like is doing. Want some? He asks, holding the wine bottle up in front of him. Maybe just a little. I head to the lounge for a cup and come sit back down next to him again. He fills up my cup without a single word. We softly clink our glasses in the serene courtyard and both take a sip. So, what did you really come for? I'm sure you heard the story from Miguel. You always see right through me. I nod, so Nolan gulps down his entire cup as if it for inspiration. My father has always treated me like some sort of tool. With this happening, it only makes it more obvious. When I was little, I used to think he was a hero who stood up for the weak. I became a lawyer because I wanted to be like that. I wanted to be just like him. But the more I learned about his world, the more I felt betrayed. Though even still, I still wanted nothing more than to become a lawyer. That's because when it came down to it, I still believed that deep down inside he was good. But then the guy goes and takes a bribe. Nolan clenches his teeth in anger while spinning his glass of wine. I can only watch quietly as he pours his emotions out. Yay, we made the right choice. We're so close to passing the line. I too followed my father into his field. I know the feeling of respecting someone so much. But unlike me, Nolan was betrayed by his father. What a childish belief of mine. To think he was the one good man out there? I've been growing more distant from him ever since I learned about him. But the stupidest thing is some small part of me still had the faintest hope for him. His face contorts with frustration. So he didn't completely hate his father after all. He still believed in him, only now giving up after being betrayed like this. Nolan, though it's not like I can begin to understand his pain. I clasp his free hand, squeezing it to convey my feelings to him. Nolan, listen, I know it's not my place to say it, but what if you yourself became the hero you've dreamed of? Me? You are your own person. Why do you think you have to imitate your father? What does it matter if you surpass him? You and your father are two different people going down two different paths, but we're both lawyers. A lawyer is just a title. It doesn't define who you are. Your father pursues fame and power, but that's not what you're after, right? Why does it matter how successful he is? Shouldn't that mean nothing to you? Wouldn't it make more sense to aim for the hero you aspire to be? What point is there to surpass him when you're not even fighting for the same things? I squeeze his hand to accentuate my point. Nolan is staring at me, listening to me talk in silence. Maybe I said too much again. After a moment, Nolan sets down his glass on the side of the table. What you said makes me feel like I have value as a person, Kayla. I've never had anyone tell me my father and I were on separate paths before. Nolan, I just hope what I said has helped him in some way. Our eyes lock for the longest time, making my heart beat wildly. He finally responds by squeezing my hand back. Kayla, let's go to my room. Huh? Our hands still linked together, Nolan stands and guides me to his room. Style checkpoint. Okay, I got the premium edition for you guys. Now let's get going. Bring it on. Heavy breathing fills the room. The moment we enter, his passionate lips lock on mine. He pushes me against the wall where his kisses rain down on my lips. Oh my gosh, guys, it's getting intense. He puts a hand around my back and pulls our bodies close together. I never knew he could be so intense before. Didn't he say he had a hard time expressing his feelings? His kisses are so wild, yet so tender. It feels good. Our faces twist and turn, seeking the touch of one another's lips. His arm pulls me close again, hugging me tight in his arms. I close my eyes and relish the lingering warmth of our kiss. I've loved my father since I was a little boy. Oh, okay, that's just a random passionate moment. Nolan suddenly speaks up as we sit at his table sipping on warm wine. I was so proud, thinking I was the son of such a great hero. I even thought I was blessed to have the same name as him. But reality turned out a lot different. Maybe something happened, like work somehow overwhelmed him. I know I'd be overwhelmed with everyone trying to prove each other wrong and all. Yeah, I think it might have been too much for him, but I'm different. Kayla, I've decided I'm gonna be the lawyer I always looked up to. I know you can do it, Nolan. I think he's finally over his father now. Nolan, huh? He mutters his own name and smiles, as if amused. What's wrong? Nothing. You know, my mother never called me that. Since my father uses that name, she used my middle name. Your middle name? He has one of those? Oh yeah, in Japan it's kind of uncommon, actually non-existent, to have a middle name. Nolan leans closer to me and whispers in my ear. Ah! My full name is Nolan Arvin Zarek. His slender fingers reach for my hair. They slide gently down my cheek as he peers into my eyes. Arvin. It feels so natural, like I've always called him that. I haven't mentioned it to the public since I became a lawyer. There's only one other who knows it, and they don't call me that. But you can call me Arvin if you want, Kayla. Does this mean what I think it does? Would you like it if I did? Yeah. Okay, Arvin. Say it again. Arv. He lunges for my lips as if to silence me. Nolan talks and acts tough and has trouble expressing himself, but inside he's a sweetheart. That's why I love him so much. I express through my lips what I can't put into words. I love him. After the trial is over and he's back on his path, I'll tell him. Our long kiss ends and Nolan wraps his arms around me, pulling me tight. I wish I could tell him my feelings right away, but it's not the time yet. He has a lot ahead of him right now. I answer with an embrace of my own, clinging desperately around his back. I'll walk you to your room. Okay guys, let's end it there for now after that amazing night with Nolan. We'll see how she confesses her feelings of love for Nolan next time. Thanks for watching.